What is going on YouTube? My name is Lucas, and today I'm going to provide you guys with an electrical vehicle tier list. And the reason is because, well, I've done numerous videos, one after the other, on the electrical vehicle. You know, all these different companies. And now I'm going to break them down and put them in a tier for you guys, on my opinion. So if you're interested in that, I suggest you stay tuned. Right after this. Before I start breaking down each tier, I ask that you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. You guys have been smashing that subscribe button so much, and honestly, I can't thank you guys enough. It is amazing to see the growth that this channel is getting. I mean, that is the whole intent, is to grow this channel and get the videos out to you guys because it's fun for me. And smash that like button. It helps to get those videos out to the YouTube universe and allows people who are not subscribed to see what you guys get to see every single day. So let's smash that subscribe button and smash that like button. Now let's get into the tiers and let's get into the video. The tier list is going to be a little bit different than some other YouTubers. I'm going to do a 1 through whatever because obviously I'm going to rank it by best company to I view what is not the best company. And so we're going to kick the gate open with number 1, and that is going to be Tesla. Tesla is a monster. They are a powerhouse. They are worldwide. They are number 1 on the vehicle market, and they just run the show. Obviously, every company that is going to be becoming an EV company and is reverse merging in these Spacs, their entire goal is to get to be, to Tesla. Tesla is profitable now, and they have been making money, and they are just putting all kinds of factories across the world as well. Obviously they have gigafactories in all kinds of different places. They have multiple models, and they are just setting the precedence for everyone that follows suit. I mean, think about it. They have the Model Y, they have the Model X, they have the Model 3. They're going to be releasing the Cybertruck here very shortly, and they have all kinds of things in place moving forward. Obviously, we have a huge day coming up here on September 22nd in Battery Day. And there's going to be a ton of information released on that day that could just leave us in awe. And so I'm definitely ready for that, and that is why Tesla has made it on my list, of course, and is number 1, no question. Number 2 on my list is going to be Workhorse, and I truly think Workhorse is going to be a complete powerhouse as well. I think Workhorse has been very strategic on how they have took step by step moving forward in the EV market. Obviously they have gotten approvals from CARB. They've gotten approvals from every single emissions company that they've needed to get the emissions approvals from in order to get their vehicles out and rolling. And basically that is just the next step. On top of that, we haven't even mentioned the fact that they have a drone that is going to be delivering just like their last mile vehicles. Workhorse is going to be amazing, and that is why I put them number 2 on my list. I think once the revenue starts being generated, and there is always that chance that we are going to win the United States Postal Service contract. Even if we get 75% of that contract, I think Workhorse is just going to explode in price, and I think the sky is the limit after that. I mean, they have conducted business with UPS for 7 years, and they have continuously worked with UPS on perfecting the vehicle. Comfort. How does it work as far as being a delivery vehicle for the driver? All kinds of stuff. They're also partnered with Ryder. So there is a lot going for Workhorse, and we just have yet to crack the ice. So that is why Workhorse is number 2 on this list. Company number 3, and before I reveal the name, I want to explain to you guys that you have made this company the largest video I have as far as views up to this date. You guys have subscribed the most based on this video up to date, so I honestly can't thank you enough. And the reason I think that you guys did that is, well, because 1, you're interested in the company but two, I think you guys can sense the passion that I have for this company, and that is going to be Lordstown Motors. And let me tell you guys, I am super excited about this company. I think when you're talking Spacs, this is going to be the most successful Spac coming out year to date and even beyond. I think Lordstown Motors has everything that they need in place. The leadership is just unbelievable. The experience they have when you're talking not only the electrical vehicle in itself, but when you're talking vehicles, they are just loaded with experience, and that's what helps, guys. When you have experience that helps and brings experience, you're going to be successful. And my biggest thing with Lordstown Motors is that they focus on one vehicle at a time. Currently, their major focus right now is producing a fleet truck called the Endurance, and it's going to be built for the everyday blue-collar worker. They display that in their video, and they really want that truck to be for the everyday worker, you know, the construction worker, the person that needs to be rough on a truck and take it off-roading and, you know, maybe throw some rocks in the back or put some heavy machinery in the back of it and be able to do everything that an electrical vehicle can do. Is just unbelievable. And the reason why I'm saying I feel that this company is going to be the most successful out of the Spacs is because, well, like I said, they have everything that they need in place. They're not out there trying to find a plant to produce the 250,000 order that they have to produce the Endurance. You know, they're not out there still trying to figure out, hey, how are we going to roll this, you know, and demonstrate this Endurance to the people of the United States and outside the United States. Well, they were able to do that. You know, they unveiled it in June, and, you know, have been talking about this for a while. This reverse merger of this Spac, you know, Diamond Peaks Holding, DPHC, will be transitioning to Lordstown Motors in the ticker symbol RIDE here in the near future in Q4. You know, in October, November, or December, we're going to see that transition. And when we do, let me tell you, the stock price is going to go up like a SpaceX rocket to the space station. I mean, let me tell you, this thing is just going to go through the roof. And the reason is because, like I said, they have everything that they need in place. And they're also supposed to start production on the Endurance in Q1 of 2021. An EV company that I want to put at 3.5. And the reason is just because they have yet to expand. But if they were to expand, I think the growth is just unlimited. I really do. And that company is going to be NIO. I think NIO has a lot of hype around it. I think their vehicles look extremely cool. I think they are definitely going to suit the need of tons and tons of people. You know, I think NIO is going to be successful. I truly do. But the reason why I wanted to put them at 3.5 between the likes of Lordstown and Hyliion is because I think that they need to expand. They need to expand beyond just the Chinese market. If they are able to eventually get out from just the Chinese market, the revenue is going to just be amazing. And the reason I say that is because they are focused on really making an SUV and fully electric. And one of the companies that is based in the United States that I am not going to mention in this video as far as on my list, but I'll mention them here, is going to be Fisker. And obviously Fisker is focusing on the SUV called the Ocean. And I do think that the SUV in a fully electrical vehicle is going to be very important. There's a lot of families and a lot of people that utilize SUVs across the United States and across the world. So I think SUVs are going to be very important. Company number 4 on my list is going to be Hyliion, and I just did a video on them as well, and it's fresh in my mind. And I do think Hyliion is going to be another successful Spac, and I think that they're in a niche that is very important, that really hasn't been hit very heavily in the EV market. And in that video that I did, I talked about how they basically have an $800 million market that is going to be readily and available to them to capitalize on. I mean, there is a lot of companies that send freight across the road across the United States. They do it across the world. And so I think it's going to be very important to eventually get an over-the-road tractor trailer that is all electric. I mean, it is going to be extremely important, especially when we're headed in that direction. You know, CARB is really pushing for EV, and there are multiple states following suit. And so Hyliion is going to be a great example. In the video, I also talked about how they have a hybrid currently, and they have produced 30,000 plus of that hybrid. In that process as well, those hybrids have done over 2 million plus miles on the road. And so when you get into a business with Hyliion and they start to, you know, move into the direction of the ERX, the fully electric over the road tractor trailer, I think you know what type of business you're going to have. I think you know what type of partnership you're going to have. And I do think that the sky's the limit for this company as well. The reason I have them at number 4 on my list is just because they are still, you know, ways out from producing that ERX. These next 2 companies that I'm going to talk about, we can both just smash them together and put them as company number 5. And the reason is just because I feel that the hype is just too much and they are just way too far out on producing anything, or the hype is too much and I just don't feel that there's a need for them. You know, obviously there's a couple other EV companies and I only have a 15-minute window to provide you guys a video. So obviously I didn't hit on every single EV company that or Spac that's up and coming. But these next 2, so 5A is going to be Solo. Solo, I just don't, or Electromanica. And the reason I don't feel that there is going to be a necessary need for that is just because it's a solo vehicle. One person can drive it, and you know, that's very unique and that is very cool. And I do see that as kind of like a touristy, like driving car. You know, what they have put inside these vehicles is unreal, especially for it being a 1-seater, and just the design is just really kind of cool in my opinion, but I just don't see it as a need. I think people are actually going to be more derived towards the sedan or the coupe type, or even the trucks that are starting to roll off. You know, there's obviously going to be some sales. Some people are going to be interested. Some people are living life by themselves and they may see the benefit in a solo, you know, car, that it's a 1-seater. They don't need a lot of transportation. They're not going long distance. So it may be something that they need, but in the big picture of things, I don't see Solo doing very well just because their main focus is the solo car, and it's just, in my opinion, it's not gonna be productive. 5B on my list is going to be NKLA, and man, you know, this company really kind of just, it disappoints me. When it first was mentioned, I was all over it. I believed in it, the hype was real, and I invested in the company. You know, it transitioned over from its SPAC and it got up to about $90, and I made a ton of money off of this company. But as more information started coming out, the CEO tried to replicate his, you know, tweeting like Elon Musk, and there was just a lot of red flags and a lot of question marks that started to arise with NKLA as a company. Like I stated earlier, in order to make a top part of this list for me, you need to have a plant for production. You need to have a plan really in place. And I'm not saying that NKLA doesn't have a plan in place, because, you know, they have hyped up every one of their vehicles. The Honey Badger, the Overroad Freight Truck. I mean, they're coming out with all kinds of different type of, you know, all-terrain vehicles, it looks like. But the thing is how far out are we until they even roll one off the line? So I felt it was important to get my thoughts and my personal opinions out there on these companies. You know, obviously I didn't list every single one of the up and coming SPACs. I didn't list every single EV company, and I think as more and more come out, you know, more and more may start making my list. You know, obviously I mentioned Fisker, but I just don't even think that they can make a list yet, and so that's why I just left them off. And you guys know how I do it. If you like this video, smash that like button. It helps out tremendously. And if you enjoy the content, because I'm going to keep the content flowing, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as always, have a good day.